Hello. Today's topic is look good, feel good, and manifest. Again, it's look good, feel good, and manifest. That is the topic for today's live. If you hear me, let me know in the chat that you can hear me. But today's today's topic is look good, feel good, and manifest. All right, so super important topic. This is something that's so important that thank you, Betty, for letting me know. Thank you. It's so important that you understand that your appearance actually does impact the life that you manifest. So much so that this is something I teach my kids. Okay. This is something I teach my kids. And, a lot of times we've got it backwards. We think that if we work harder, if we go to work, if we put in the time, if you get the right degree, that is going to manifest the life of your dreams. But really, how you put yourself together has a much bigger impact on the life that you manifest. So today, I really wanted to talk about that with you. And before I even get going, I do want to put in a caveat to tell you that, this isn't about natural beauty, okay? So, this isn't about being the most beautiful or the most handsome person in the world. So, regardless of how you view your personal appearance, your personal natural beauty, it doesn't matter because what we're going to talk about here, it's not even about how you look, but it's the act of putting yourself together that makes a big difference. So, regardless of what you think your personal beauty is, this information is very impactful in allowing you to manifest the life that you want, and I'm gonna explain to you why that is in today's video. Now, again, as you guys are coming in, please say hi, like the video. I do notice here we've got a super sticker from Peace. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I also have a super chat from Dr. Tanisha here. I'll get to that in just a moment. Thank you for the super chat. All right, but let's go ahead and jump on in with the first thing you guys got to understand. All right. And then I'll get to the super chat. Oh, and if you guys have manifesting questions, throw those in the chat. I'll try to answer as many of those as I can. Okay. So, the reason why I was really inspired to make today's video is kind of our first point here, because I touched on this in an earlier live and someone had mentioned something in the comments, and it's not an unusual comment for me to get. All right. But I had mentioned something about, put on your makeup or put yourself together. And someone in the comments was like, wrong. You don't need makeup. You don't need to put yourself together. And a lot of times I'll get pushback from people in the comments that it's not about what you look like, or you shouldn't have to do your hair, do your makeup, put yourself together. You shouldn't have to do those things to manifest the life that you want. All right. The first thing I got to say here is not that you have to do these things. Okay. You don't have to do these things. However, they are effective at drawing in money, drawing in abundance, drawing in success, drawing in the things that you want. Okay. It's not a value judgment on you. If you don't like wearing makeup, you don't have to wear makeup. Okay. Please understand that. But there's an energy that goes into putting yourself together to look good that results in you feeling good, that results in you manifesting the things that you want. So, if you've ever felt kind of tied up in a knot about this, I know a lot of times people do, particularly because a lot of us are kind of a part of the spiritual community. We think of ourselves as spiritual people. And when you think of the spiritual person, a lot of times you think of that person that's living on an ashram somewhere. They've got flip flops on or their feet are in the dirt. Maybe we got some dreadlocks. We're not putting ourselves together. That's not really the MO of the spiritual community. Okay. So I get why this advice may seem counterintuitive, but please do understand that people who are manifesting big stuff, they very frequently put themselves together. Okay. So if you were to look at, say, the Forbes list, these may not be the most attractive people on the planet, but they are in business suits or they are in dresses, they are pressed, they are put together. There's a correlation between these two things. We need to understand that correlation. The other thing about this is even if you don't like the idea of putting on makeup or getting dressed up or pressing your clothes, if that rubs you kind of the wrong way, one thing to think about is that there's an energetic difference between the person who puts himself together and the person that doesn't. And you've seen this in your own life, I'm sure. Okay. So if we take you maybe first thing in the morning on a Saturday and you're not going anywhere and you haven't brushed your teeth and you haven't brushed your hair, you're in your pajamas, you're looking kind of frumpy. If you take that version of you and take a picture, and then you take another version of you on a night, maybe it's Friday night, and you're getting dressed up to go out on the town. You're in your best outfit, you're put together, you're looking nice. And you take that picture. When you look at those two pictures, which picture do you like more? Do you like the one of you lounging around with your hair not brushed? Or do you feel prouder and more inspired and more enthused by the picture of you all done up? This is why getting yourself put together is so important, because when you put yourself in that mode where you're getting yourself put together, you're dressing well, you're doing your hair, you're putting yourself together as best you can, it automatically makes you feel better. And manifestation is a vibrational game. We talk about this a lot. When you're in your highest vibration, you're manifesting the most. When you feel good about yourself, you manifest the most because what you feel, you attract. So if I'm feeling good, feeling good, I manifest good, good, good. But if I'm not feeling good, if I'm feeling bad, I start to manifest bad into my reality. And so your appearance, although it may seem materialistic, it may seem superficial, and it is, okay? It's a very easy, honestly, easy thing that you can hack and tweak to naturally make yourself feel better so that you manifest. So this isn't about that you need to dress up, be a good person, or for the universe to love you. It's none of that, okay? This isn't a value judgment on you, whether or not you wear makeup or fancy clothes or not. It's about a hack to put you in a higher state of vibration so you manifest the things that you want. So that's the first thing. We've got some more. I do wanna answer some questions. First off, I know Dr. Tanisha Brown here with the super chat. Let's get this real quick. She asks, "Hi, Andrea. How can you tell the difference between discomfort from stepping out of your comfort zone and the difference between discomfort being misaligned from an energetic standpoint? Thanks you." Ooh, that's a really good question. Okay. The reason why I like this question, okay, so sometimes you have a state of fear, like there's something that you want. Maybe you want to ask someone on a date, start a business, something. There's something that you want, but you have fear about going after it, okay? That right there is stepping out of your comfort zone. And one of the things that I talk about from time to time on this channel is that if you feel that kind of fear, it's usually best to just go for it. Because the more you sit there in hesitation, the more the fear builds and the harder it gets to step out of your comfort zone. Okay. Misalignment is more like I'm trying to go do something that I don't actually want to do. Okay. So maybe there's an event that I don't want to go to, but I'm making myself go, but I feel discomfort in the getting ready. I get the discomfort in going there. That's more of a sign of misalignment. So it's really about, is this somewhere I want to go? If it's somewhere that you want to go and you feel discomfort, it's probably that fear response is banging up against your limitations. It's asking you to kind of jump past those. If it's something that you don't want to do and you're not feeling good, it's a sign that you ought not be going. Okay, because it's not in alignment. All right. I hope that makes sense. Hope that's helpful. And hello, everybody. Hi, I haven't said hi yet to anybody here. Hi, Abundant Queen. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Idham. Hi, Khaled Phil, JKO, Rainbow Traveling Yogi, Soul Haven. My lovely assistant, Mary, is here today. Everyone say hi to Mary. She's so helpful. You are also on Instagram and on Facebook, I believe. Yeah, I think Facebook's going. Yeah. On Instagram as well. Hello, Sar Bearsuli. Oh, it's not sunny in New York. It's not sunny down here either. And I'm in Florida, so what are we gonna do? Hi, Jesse James Sayers. Hi, Ina Valentinez. Hi, Veronica. Hi, Banji. Hello, hello. Yes, if you guys have questions, go ahead and drop them into the chat. Again, today's topic is look good, feel good, and manifest. And this is something that's super helpful for you guys to manifest the life that you want. It sounds superficial, it sounds materialistic, it sounds like I'm asking you to kind of sell out, okay? That's what it sounds like. But we want to put that on the shelf because in reality, when you put yourself together and you look your best, it doesn't matter what your natural beauty is. Again, this is about just putting yourself together the best that you can. You automatically lift your vibration and put yourself in a position where you can manifest better things. Okay. Now, the next thing that I want to mention about this to hopefully sell you guys on the idea to use your appearance as a manifesting tool is that we want to remember that reality is a mirror. It's a mirror. Okay. And so it goes both ways, it reflects both ways. You learn that with the law of attraction, you need to believe in something in order for it to materialize. But just as believing is seeing, seeing is also believing. Okay. And so these two things actually interplay together. It's not one or the other. So, for instance, the example that I like to use a lot is that maybe you're not happy today, but if you just start smiling, you're going to start feeling happier because it's a mirror. If the outer world looks happy, the inner world will start to look happy. If the inner world starts to look happy, the outer world will start to look happy. And so this is a super helpful thing to understand about your appearance, is that your appearance will follow your vibration, but you can use your appearance to manipulate your vibration. So think about this. Have you ever had a time where you are sick? Maybe you're going through a breakup, maybe you lost your job, maybe it was COVID. There was a time where things were not that great, and you look back at that time. Think about how you looked at that time. Your appearance probably matched how you felt. You were probably rolling around in sweatpants all day, okay? You probably were not putting on cologne or perfume. You may not have taken a shower in several days. You were not looking your best because the inner world mirrors the outer world and vice versa. And so understanding this is a very helpful vibrational tool for everyone, which is that if you find yourself in a position where you're not manifesting well, okay, maybe life isn't, you take a turn. Sometimes we get on those negative thought spirals and we spiral downward and we start attracting trash into our life. If you get down in that area, a very simple thing that you can do is simply go take a shower, put yourself together, do your hair, your makeup, put your cologne on, brush your teeth, do the self-care thing, do all that, because what will happen is that, again, reality is a mirror. If you look your best, your inner world will start to feel its best, naturally. Very simple hack. And a lot of times, again, when people get into those downward spirals, they just stay down there and they don't change their appearance. They don't go get themselves put together. They stay stuck in that energy. Okay. So again, this isn't a value thing. It's not about you need to look your best because Andrea thinks you need to look good. I don't care if you look good or not. That's not the point. The point is this is a tool that will help you when you're in a lower vibration, automatically bring yourself to a higher vibration so you can start to attract more. This is a very helpful thing that is an automatic vibration raising tool that you want to be using. You'll notice that the more that you do this, the easier it is for you to stay in that higher vibrational state. Okay, so again, you don't have to do these things, but they are definitely helpful. If you look good, you're going to feel good, and you're going to manifest more. A little quick note, you guys know I always got to do a little bit of housekeeping here. I did put a link at the top of the chat in YouTube. And then also, if you're on Facebook, I'm sure we'll drop it into the Facebook chat. If you're on Instagram, you can always go to the link in my bio to check this out. But I have, my biggest course will be on sale next month. I don't have any sales going on this month, but next month, my biggest course will be going on sale. It's the only sale I'm gonna have for the entire year on this program, and again, it's my biggest program, so it's also the most expensive program, so the savings are the most substantial. So if you're interested in learning more, the program is called Manifesting Fastlane. It's about becoming efficient as a fast manifester. So if you are somebody who has been struggling with the larger desire or the medium-sized desires, if you're finding that you have limiting blocks that are getting in the way of these bigger things that you're wanting, if you're finding that you're stressed or worried about your ability to manifest, if you're finding that it's hard to stay positive in current reality despite current events, or if you wanna know that you're able to just manifest something quickly and debunk the myth that some things just take time, this program is really designed for that. It's designed to get you in the mindset of somebody who believes in their ability to manifest quickly, who can see the positive in anything, who can turn anything around quickly and get the things that they want. Again, it's my largest course, so it has 9 hours of content, video and audio, and it also comes with 2 audio coaching sessions from me. Again, that program will be on sale. It's a huge sale. It's a 50% off sale. And if you'd like to get notifications and the coupon code for that, you can check out the link. Again, it is linked up in YouTube and Facebook. There should also be a link in the description. And I'll make sure that that's up on my link in my bio. I don't know if it's on the Instagram bio yet. I don't think I put that up, but I will put it up shortly. So check back if you're interested. All right, let's take some more questions. Thanks, guys, for writing in with your questions. Melody, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you. Melody. Okay. Well, Melody asked a question too. Melody, my fiance is in jail for drunk driving and his parole was revoked. How do I turn this around? We're planning to get married and both in our early 40s. I'm worried I'd be able to have kids when he gets out. Oh, so a lot of stuff going on here. One of the big things about when things go bad, you want to just kind of surrender to them. Okay. So we don't want to fight against it. I would be talking about how is this working out for me? Maybe there's a reason why this happened. Maybe this is a good thing in the grand scheme of things. Why might this be a good thing in the grand scheme of things? I do feel that what's sticking out to me is both in the early 40s, I'm worried if I'd be able to have kids when he gets out. What I'm hearing in that is I feel like there's a deadline for me to do this. And that in me makes me feel like I can't have children or I gotta hurry up and do it right now. And a lot of times women in their early 40s, they start to go through this kind of stress. Maybe it's not gonna happen, maybe it's not gonna and then we start to create more blocks in our reality that make us seem that it's not going to happen, okay? If I were in this situation, if I were you, I might try to look at this at I would look at the worst case scenario and make peace with it, okay? So this is something I talk about from time to time. You wanna play, like, psychological manipulation on yourself sometimes. Because if there's something that we want and we really want it bad and we become resistant, we start to attract blocks that prevent it from happening because we are resistant. So what you wanna try to do is convince yourself that it's almost better if it doesn't happen. Because if you can convince yourself of that, you will drop the resistance and the thing that you want will show up. Now, the thing about this strategy is that when it shows up, you've already convinced yourself you kinda didn't want it. So it's not the most satisfying way to manifest, but it will get the job done, okay? So, if I were you in this situation where the person that I'm engaged to and I is in jail and not gonna be getting out, and I'm in my 40s and I'm at I would be sitting here right now personally convincing myself of why it's best if I don't have children and don't get married. Not because you don't want those things to happen, but because you thinking about those things is triggering feelings of resistance. So I would be thinking about things like, "Well, I'm gonna have a lot more money on my hands. I'll be able to vacation anywhere that I want. Maybe you like to go out and party, you can keep doing that. You don't have to be sober for 9 months. I mean, sit there and think about, "I'm gonna keep my body in shape, not gonna get those pesky stretch marks." Sit there and think about all the positives of that not working out so that you drop the resistance, okay? In those situations, that's always the best. Veronica asked, "How to get a boy if a boy I really like him." How to get him? Okay, well then okay, it helps to be outer focused, and what I mean by that is just focus on, "I like him," rather than, "Does he like me?" I like him and I like myself. Don't don't question too much if he likes you. I like him. These are the qualities I like about him. And if for whatever reason he's not paying attention to you in a given moment or you're feeling insecure in a given moment, redirect your focus to yourself. This is what I like about me. So that at all times the message is I like me, I like him, I like me, I like him. That right there is the recipe for a relationship to flourish. When you're projecting onto the other person, I like you, I like you, I like you, and I like myself, I like myself, I like myself. Where a lot of people get it wrong is I like this person, I don't think he likes me. I'm not enough for him. Maybe he doesn't like me. And so there's this seesaw back and forth energy that we want to avoid when we like people. So you want to dial in really heavy with when you can, I like him. But when he's not around, focus on you. I like me. And a lot of times in those moments when you're focused on yourself, that's when they will come closer to you. Okay. Because if you're focusing on I love myself, reality will mirror that to you and it will bring into your reality things that make you feel loved. Okay. So that's the other thing too. We don't ever wanna get too obsessed with people because when we get too obsessed with people, we stop focusing on loving ourselves. If you're not loving yourself, you're not going to attract someone to love you. That's Alright, guys, again, today's topic is look good, feel good, and manifest. If you haven't yet, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also follow me on Facebook and Instagram, like the video, all that good stuff. If you haven't yet, please make sure to take my manifesting test. So I do have a manifesting test where you can prove the law of attraction to yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. You can see for yourself that you are the creator of your reality. It is a very quick and free 5-minute test where you can prove the law of attraction to yourself by simply putting something out and watching it come back. So if you haven't taken that test yet, over to manifestingtest.com. Again, that is manifestingtest.com. We also will have that linked up in the chat. I believe Mary will pop that into YouTube and Facebook. And if you're on Instagram, you can see the link right there, or that one is in my bio, manifestingtest.com. Okay. Look good, feel good is the topic for today. Our next point. I was just talking for a moment ago. Someone over here was asking about getting a boy to like you and the importance of self-love. Self-love is also something that ties in with what we're talking about here today with your appearance, okay? This isn't to say that you have to do this in order to love yourself, but you will notice that people who have a higher sense of self-regard and who appear to have a higher sense of confidence in themselves and appear to love themselves more, typically do put more into their appearance. And the one I like in you guys know I love cars. That's like, my thing. I love cars. If you have a car that you really love, you work on its appearance. Like, you get it washed every week, you're vacuuming that thing out. If you're me, you're putting tire shine on it. Like, that car is gonna look good. I love that car, but I'm gonna make it look as good as possible because I love it. By contrast, if you're driving a hunk of junk that you don't like that much, you might not barely ever get that thing washed, okay? You might not care that much. You might have, fast food bags thrown in the back of it, like, who cares, okay? That's the message. When we put ourselves together or we don't, that's the message that's going on. When you love yourself, you're naturally going to take better care of yourself. You're naturally going to treat yourself with more respect. You're naturally going to take better care of your hygiene. You're naturally going to take better care of your appearance because it's natural when somebody loves something to care for it and tend to it. And when you don't love something, it's natural to neglect it and let it atrophy. So this is why taking care of your appearance one of the reasons why taking care of your appearance is a very important manifesting tool because self-love is critical. When you love yourself, the universe loves you back. Now, the universe doesn't actually make any value judgments on whether or not you're lovable, by the way. It reflects back to you what you're putting out. And so by taking care of your appearance, putting yourself together, you are putting out a signal to the universe that says, I love and care about myself. I love and care about myself. And as a result, the mirror will reflect back to you, the universe bringing you things that make you feel cared and loved for, whether it's relationships, whether that's a promotion, whether that's money, maybe it's a new home, but anything that's going to make you feel loved and cared for, you'll be a better match to. Okay, so again, getting yourself put together, it's not about you actually being a better person or a worthy person, but it's simply about putting out a message. Because with the law of attraction, that's what we're always doing. Whatever message we put out is what we get back. And so working with your appearance is a very simple way to put out a message that says, I love myself. Right. Now I know from personal experience, before I knew about the law of attraction and I did not have a high degree of love, it was the exact opposite. I would roll out of the house in my pajamas, barely brush my hair. I was not put together, did not have my nails done. They were, like, chewed down and gross looking, and it was a different, very different situation when I didn't have a high degree of self-love, okay? So and again, remember, life is a mirror. So a lot of times I do get questions from people about how do I amplify my self-love? How do I love myself more? Well, this is simple. Just start taking better care of yourself. Because remember, the inner world reflects the outer world, just like the outer world reflects the inner world. Just start taking care of yourself as if you love yourself, you will develop that self-love. It'll become natural, okay? So very helpful thing to be doing. Opulent Beauty 888 says, "Andrea, I took your advice and started using the good china every day. I also dress up and do a full face of makeup even when I'm not leaving the house." Good for you. Nice. Yeah, I talked about that, like using the nice stuff, using the good china, using the you guys always see me drink out of crystal. Why? I'm worthy, okay? I'm worthy. I can use the nice things. I'll take care give myself the nice stuff. It's a way of showing love. Yep, very good. Yeah, I do makeup too when I don't leave the house. 'Cause I still know what I look like. I still gotta look at myself. I didn't used to though. I didn't used to be into makeup. I have noticed that it has made a big shift in how I feel. Amy says, I think for a lot of people, dressing well is too much effort. But I find that if you constantly dress in a way that doesn't feel good, don't take care of your hygiene, it does bring down your vibe. Okay, that's a great point. Okay, so putting yourself together does take time, right? And so I understand that. That I think that was one of the main reasons why I didn't use to put myself together. I didn't want to waste the time. Okay. But what we have to understand is like with within the universe, we can collapse time and you want to find ways to collapse time. The putting yourself together thing opens so many doors for you, it actually saves you time. I think that's the thing that has to be understood to get on board. If you're worried about, "I don't wanna spend that much time doing my hair and makeup and all of that," think about how much time you're saving. So what I mean by that is, okay, if I go to work today and I'm just mailing it in looking like me, okay, in my normal self, just rolled out of bed, maybe I ran a comb through my hair, but I didn't really try. Maybe I saved a half hour, maybe I saved 45 minutes in the morning. But how much time did I lose throughout the course of the day? Versus maybe I took the time to put myself together at the beginning of the day, so I spent the 45 minutes, but now I'm put together. So now I'm walking into the office, I feel good. So first of all, my vibration's higher. When my vibration's time where I start manifesting better things, better phone calls, better interactions with my boss, better interactions with my coworkers. If I'm in sales, maybe I'm closing more deals. When I'm walking into up to the building, people are more likely to open the door for me and let me in. The secretary is more likely to treat me with respect. You save time. That's why at the beginning I was saying, this is something that's so important that I teach to my kids, and I do feel it has a greater impact than the work you do, than how smart you are, than college that you went to, the job you have. You being put together will open way more doors. Just try it out. If you don't believe me, just try it out, okay? You can go every other day. Every other day, put yourself together as best you can, and the next day, don't. And measure how much better those 2 days go and how much time you actually saved, okay? I'm so glad you put that out there because that was the big reason I didn't do it for a long time. I thought I was saving time. Now, I'm like, "No, I'm gonna take the time to put myself together because I know that there is a benefit on the back end of that much greater." The other thing is you can make it your fun time. Put in some listen to some good music or watch something funny while you're doing it. Oh, sacred feminine. I agree that women are pushed to wear makeup, and I disagree with that. I love makeup, but I also feel just as beautiful without it. Yeah, so I think that's another thing that prevents people from wanting to get on board with it, particularly in the spiritual community. 'Cause a lot of us are we wanna be accepting, love yourself as you are, love people as you are. You shouldn't have to artificially put yourself together. And there is, I'm not gonna lie to you, there is an undercurrent in society that does push that agenda on women as a way of making them feel less than. So I do understand that, but that doesn't have to do anything with you, okay? That's what we have to understand. Just because maybe mainstream media is pushing that agenda for a different reason, doesn't mean that putting yourself together isn't going to benefit you, okay? And let me be clear too, there isn't any specific recipe for how you have to do this, okay? It's not like you have to do a particular kind of makeup, a particular kind of hair. What I'm really saying here is that every day it would benefit all of you greatly to take some time to put yourself together feeling the best that you can for yourself, whatever that means, okay? Because if you feel good leaving the house, that's what's going to make it's not about whether or not you have on fake eyelashes, okay? That's not what it's about, it's how do you feel about it? But yeah, there is definitely a commentary out there. People are concerned about that, like, "Oh, I'm not good enough as I am." It's not about that. It's that I love myself so much, I'm gonna make this look as good as possible, okay? Like, I got a nice car in the driveway. I'm gonna make sure that sucker is clean. I want it to look as good as possible because I love that car. It's the same thing with this, okay? I put the makeup on because I love myself, not because I don't think I'm good enough. I hope that is the distinct makes the distinction. Salika, thank you for the super chat. How to use the law of manifestation to change my belly. Had a side effect from Cool Sculpt. It got bigger. They said only liposuction would change it, not for me. Okay, well, good for you. That's funny, right? Not funny, haha, funny, ironic, because that will happen sometimes. If there's something I don't like my belly. So then I go to do something to change the thing, whether it's Cool Sculpt or something else. Sometimes it has the reverse effect because my motivation for going in there was I don't like my belly, I don't like my belly, I don't like my belly. So then procedure doesn't necessarily go the way I want it to. Very important if you guys go in to have procedures done that you're kind of coming from it with the attitude that I just came a moment ago with the makeup. I'm going in to get the makeup because I love myself, not because I hate myself. That makes sense? If you can't go under a procedure thinking, "Well, I love myself, so this is just an addition, this is just for fun," and if it feels more like I'm trying to get rid of something I hate, realize whenever we're trying to get rid of something we hate, we're acting in resistance and we'll hold on to it in some fashion or another. So I do agree with you. I wouldn't do the liposuction, at least not right now. If I were you, I would be focusing on aspects of your body that you do like, I would be focusing on yeah, focusing on self-love would be the primary thing, especially with your appearance. That's kind of the starting point for shifting your appearance, is focusing mostly on self-love and not nitpicking out the parts of yourself that you don't like. We all have parts of ourselves that we would prefer would change, but when we focus in on those things, they become bigger problems. So, the better way to go about it is to look at yourself the way I like to think of it is look at yourself holistically. So, sometimes when we look in the mirror, you're narrowing in on the stomach, okay? I don't like the stomach, okay? Zoom out and look at the entire picture of what you are and fall in love with the entire picture. Have you guys ever seen somebody out there that maybe they don't have the perfect body, but they are, like, they just knock it out of the park? They just look so beautiful, even though they have some kind of imperfection, maybe with a larger belly or such and such or this or that, but they still knock it out of the park. The reason why is that that person that is not getting their focus. So they just look beautiful regardless of what's going on. You wanna kinda get to that state where you're accepting your body as it is. That's first and foremost. You really feel good about yourself, then you can start to make those tweaks and focus in on, "Okay, well, try this procedure," or, "We can try to focus in on bringing this in." But it has to come from a place of, "I already love my body. I already love myself." That has to be at the fundamental level, okay? So I would put right now, put that on the back burner. It's not that we're not gonna get there, you'll get there, but stop you gotta remove your focus from the resistance. That's the big thing with the appearance. Focusing in on it as a problem keeps it rooted as a problem. The other thing that you can do is focus in on how is it helping you? That's the other thing. How is this imperfection helping me? Teaching me to accept myself. It's teaching me to love myself more, right? It's teaching me how to use the law of attraction more effectively. It's teaching me, okay? Your limitations are always teaching you. They are not actual limitations. They're there that you have the opportunity to pull them apart if you choose to look at it as a blessing and not a curse. That's the way through with all things. But I get it because with the physical stuff, a lot of times that stuff feels that it's harder. It feels like, "Oh, it's genetic. That's the way it's gonna have to always be that way." It doesn't have to always be that way, okay? People change their appearance all the time. Alright. Again, today's topic, look good, feel good, and manifest. Look good, feel good, and manifest. Ina says, "Instinctively, every time I went through bad times, I paid more attention to look good and put myself together. It's almost like I don't allow it to crumble and fall, and then I start to feel better." Yes. Yes. You get it, okay? She gets it. So, if you start to feel crummy, things start to go bad, this is, like, the easiest thing you can do. Stop what you're doing, go home, do a makeover. Don't worry about the fact that the deals are falling through or the job isn't working out, the relationship is stop what you're doing, go do a makeover. Quickest way to get yourself right back on track. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Next point here. Look good, feel good, and manifest. Here's the next reason why looking good helps you manifest better. Okay. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. And the reason why, one of the reasons why, is that when you take time to pour into your appearance, you're putting yourself on a pedestal. You're investing in yourself. And when you put yourself on a pedestal, reality is going to do the same to you. See, if you think that you are an important person, if you think that you are a powerful person, if you think that you are someone who is deserving, you're going to invest more in yourself naturally. Okay? You see this all the time. Like, again, the people that are usually the most confident, you don't take my word for it. Go out in the world and look. When you go into a room, look for the person that is the most confident or appears to have the most going for themselves. You will notice that their appearance is a cut above everybody else in the room. Now, This is because that person puts themselves on a pedestal. We are often taught when we're growing up to be humble, okay? Don't stand out too much. Don't act like you're all that, okay? You get conditioned to humble yourself. You get conditioned to not put yourself on the pedestal. You get conditioned to put yourself down. And when you are conditioned to put yourself down, you manifest a reality that reflects that. Okay, that is why most people are not rich, because by and large, we are conditioned to put ourselves down, so then we attract a reality that keeps us down. Okay, we don't make as much money, we don't live in as nice of homes, we don't have as good of stuff, but the people who don't buy into that and they put themselves on the pedestal, the universe reflects. That person believes they're on the pedestal, therefore, they're going to get things that keep them on the pedestal. Okay, so working on your appearance is a way of putting yourself on the pedestal. If you think about this in terms of like monarchies, kings and queens, they were not dressed like the peasants. They put themselves on the pedestal and they got the most. You want to be doing that for yourself to manifest the things that you want. Now, this isn't about you putting other people down. See, this is the distinction I think a lot of people struggle with is like, if I put myself on the pedestal, it means I'm putting other people down. You're not. They can put themselves on the pedestal too. Whether or not they choose to is up to them. You keeping yourself down isn't helping any of that. Okay? It's only preventing you from getting the things that you want. Again, makeup, clothes, getting your nails done, hair, none of this actually matters. Okay? This isn't about it mattering. It doesn't matter. It's about what's the message I'm telling the universe. I'm telling the universe I love myself. I'm telling the universe I care about myself. I'm telling the universe I invest in myself. I'm telling the universe that I believe that I'm on the pedestal. That's why it attracts more. Okay? It's not about the actual makeup. It's about the message that goes into putting yourself together, working on your hygiene. I mean, I've been saying makeup a lot. If you're a guy, I don't expect you to wear makeup or anything like that. Guys do it differently than women, but both men and women can put themselves together and attract more. And it's one of the easiest things that you can do. You know, it takes some time, but you'll find that what you get out of it actually collapses time in the rest of the day. Okay? Ooh, lots of questions here. Infinite Tati 888. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I finally caught your live. My question is, I was told until you've worked on yourself, your manifestation will not come. Is that true? If yes, then this will be long. Well, you're manifesting things all the time. Okay. So that's kind of the first thing is that, regardless of any of that, you're manifesting stuff all the time. Okay. So when you say you have to wait for your manifestation to come, what I'm thinking is that there's something big that you want. Yes, if there's something that you deem to be big, there is some degree of self-work that does have to occur, because when we're saying something is big, we're saying, "This is something I don't believe I can have. This is something that's out of reach. This is something I haven't gotten to yet, and there's some kind of a limitation that's preventing me from getting from A to B." So, yes, there is something that you need to work on, um, but that doesn't mean that you need to be perfect and that you need to clear every limitation and you need to be the highest vibrational person that ever walked the face of the earth. It doesn't mean that. Get in a good vibration, take care of yourself, love yourself, and the big thing is, y I saw a question about this earlier about belief. You have to believe in it for it to happen. Belief is important, yes, but it's not like I have to believe this is gonna happen for me today, okay? It's more like, I think this could happen. I believe in the possibility. If you can just get to the place of, "I think that this could happen. I believe that this could happen," and you're in a good mood, things will line up. The problem is a lot of times people have it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen for me, it's too hard, it's too big of a stretch. If that's how you feel, then yes, you gotta work on that so you believe in the possibility. Isa, hi Andrea. How to use the law of attraction to manifest a move to another school? Just start taking taking some kind of action, understanding that the action isn't really what's important. A lot of times when people want something, they're waiting for it to drop in their lap. When there's things like this, like a move or a job or there's something tangible that you want, it's really helpful to just start kind of playing around in that area. But play around for the sake of playing and drumming up the energy rather than I need to know the exact steps. That's the distinction. Okay, so I want to move to a different school. Maybe there's a school over here I want to go to. If I try to make it happen by taking all the right steps, I may gum up the works. But if instead I just start maybe talk to some people about it, try to learn about the school a little bit, try to get myself in resonance with that idea, and it will start to call you in. But it really helps to just start taking some kind of an action. Taking an action is a way of kind of getting your focus in that area. What you focus on expands. Just remember that when you take action, the purpose is energetic. It's not about actually knowing the path. It's about energetically getting in resonance. You wanna kinda drum up resonance and possibility that this could happen and start thinking about the ways that it could happen and then called into it. That's kind of the big thing that we're taught, "Oh, there's a three-step process I need to follow," and we're trying to figure out what that process is. Well, it may not be that process. There's a million different ways it can happen. So just start playing with it. I'd be looking into the school, maybe calling the people that work there, maybe talking to some people that go to that school, thinking about different ways that it could happen. Open your mind to the possibilities. That's the big thing. This could happen millions of different ways, okay? Lots of people going on here about the losing weight. I like that you guys are in here helping each other out. Dinesh, hi, Andrea. Tell me the workout routine while you are in the gym. How do you have such defined shoulders? Well, part of it is I've always identified as having big shoulders. So if there's areas of your body that you've always said, "Oh, this looks good on it's always gonna look good on you." But yeah, I mean, I do focus on them, shoulder shrugs. I do lateral raises. The big thing with the gym for me is I try to pay attention to all the body parts, not just one. That's the big thing. Everything gets a little bit of focus. Z Faroki, how do I apply this concept to getting my boss to agree with me? How about this? He doesn't need to agree with me. I don't care if he agrees with me or not. I'm telling you this because that's a lot of, like, what I do here. So when I first started doing this work where I kinda given a lot of advice, okay, there are going to be people that don't want it. I'm gonna say something or people aren't gonna like it. If I need them to agree with me, they're not gonna hear it. But if I just give it, who cares if they agree or not, then a lot of times they'll accept it. Maybe not even now, but maybe later. So the way I like to think about getting people to agree with me now is if I tell somebody what I believe, it's me giving them a gift, okay? This is something I know. I know it works. Here you go. It's a present. You can do with it what you want. See, with presents, have you ever given someone a present and then needed them to, like it or tell you thank you? When we do that, people don't like the present so much. Like, if somebody were to give me a present and then be harping on me for a thank you note and harping on me to wear the sweater, I would start to resent the present. But if they just gave me the present, "Here you go," and let me do whatever I wanted with it, there's a good chance now I'm going to appreciate it more because I don't feel any pressure. So when you give your advice or your opinion or your thoughts to your boss, give him that, "Here's a present. I'm giving you gold, buddy. Whether you want it or not is up to you." The funny thing about that is when you do that, then very frequently people will accept the present, and then down the road, they'll come and tell you, "I remember when you told me this. It was so helpful, and thank you so much," or, "I agreed with what you said." But you can't force them to take it in the moment. That's like forcing someone to appreciate a present you just gave them. Think of it that way. Hmm. Raven Aurora 40. How do we give ourselves grace about our appearance? Dealing with burnout and needing to rest and prioritize nutrition more than beauty. Grace about your appearance. Well, I agree. I mean, the first thing first is you need to take care of yourself, period. And I would say that rest and nutrition are actually part of the package of looking good. Okay. That's kind of like the building. Like if I don't get enough sleep and I'm not eating, if I'm not doing like the basics, then the makeup and the hair ain't gonna make much of a difference anyway. Okay. So the whole thing is self-care. I'm caring about myself. And yeah, I mean, if you're dealing with burnout, you're working too hard. Like I said at the beginning, your appearance is actually gonna get you further than the work. So y'all can work less. Okay. I promise you. You may not think you have time to put yourself together. You will collapse time. More doors will open for you if you prioritize your self-care and your self-health and your appearance. More doors will open for you. Everyone's trying to work their way to success, and they're running themselves down, and then they're getting less results because their vibration is lower. That's reverse, okay? Put this stuff first, you'll have to do less work. But yeah, giving yourself grace about this isn't about judging your appearance, okay? This is about loving yourself, okay? With or without the being put together. Love yourself. The appearance actually doesn't matter. It's just a way of showing love to yourself. I hope that makes sense. Self-love's gotta come first. Oh, I could start on that one, but that's one of those questions I'm not even gonna say it. I'm gonna get people all up in a tizzy if I answer that one. Not gonna do it. Our bodies are vehicles. Yeah. Depersonalize your body. That's the other thing. Thank you for bringing that up. Your body is a vehicle. I like that. You are not your body, okay? This is the meat suit that you're dragging around, okay? This is the vehicle. This is the car. This is not me, okay? Depersonalizing your body and your appearance is really helpful too. You are not your body. It's like a house, it's like a car. Just like I would put my house together and paint the shutters, Imma do the same thing to this thing, okay? Depersonalizing it helps. Paula Drake, I love the queen analogy. When I start rushing, I remember something you once said, "Queens don't run." Then I will relax and slow down and let that queen energy lead. Yeah, it's like I was mentioning before, like, when we think of royalty putting themselves together, their appearance looking at royalty is helpful in manifestation, okay? It's not to say that we need to be like kings or queens necessarily, but understanding, like, what goes into that energy that attracts the higher lifestyle. The appearance is part of it, putting yourself on the pedestal, moving like you are regal is part of it. Act like you are on the pedestal, and you will attract like you are on the pedestal. That's hilarious. Whenever I decide someone doesn't need to be the way I want them to be, they always change into just that. Exactly. When you don't need them to agree, they will agree. When you don't need them to behave, they behave. I do this with my kids all the time. Bring home a bad grade, whatever, and they bring home A's. You can get an attitude if you want, and the attitude goes away. Don't fight against the problem. Amy on Facebook says, "One day I was grumpy and miserable. I was working in Italy, and my interpreter told me she had a thing to make me feel better. And she took me to get a hair blowout at lunchtime, and it worked." Exactly. The whole this is a judgment on you're a good or bad person, or you should or shouldn't wear makeup, or should get your hair done. It's not about the actual thing. It's the doing of that and suddenly feeling better. That's what it is, okay? It's simple. It works. Oh my gosh, so many questions in here. Jean Shelby Brooks. I like the "why not me" phrase. I remember frequently about how you showed your 4,000 calorie day, and I frequently think I'm an athlete already. Why can't I be like that and be able to eat more? It works. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here about eating less, people talking about weight loss. I've talked about before, like, I eat surprisingly a lot of food, but the reason I can do that is that I have that why shouldn't it work? It could work. Some people get to eat a lot, why not me? Getting what you want is really about opening up, this can work. It works for some people, it could work for me, rather than it can't work for me because of this, this, and this. That's the flip. You have to open up to the possibility. Alright, another quick reminder for the housekeeping here. Again, I did post a link up onto YouTube. I think it's also in Facebook. On Instagram, I'm gonna post it as soon as I get out of here because I didn't pre-post it, I'm pretty sure. But I do have my largest program next month is due on sale, so I wanna let you guys know in advance if you want to sign up and get the notifications, so you can get it for 50% off. It is my largest program. It is also my most expensive program. So it is the most substantial savings, okay? It is my Manifesting Fast Lane program. So this program is designed to help you learn how to become a fast manifestor, and to get out of the mindset that some things just take time, okay, to be able to manifest the things that you want quickly. Now, this one's particularly for people, like, if you already have kind of a good bead on manifestation, kind of understand how it works, but you find that with, like, your medium or large size dreams, the limitations, getting past the hurdle of the limitations is an issue. This is a really good program for that. It's also really good for people who have a hard time staying positive when things don't look like they're gonna go your way. Okay, so learning how to take that energy of not feeling too positive that it's gonna work and flip it very quickly. Again, this is my biggest program, so there's a lot of content. There is 9 hours of audio and video content, and it also comes with 2 coaching sessions from yours truly. So if you are interested, again, it goes on sale next month. Make sure to go ahead and check out the links so you can get the coupon code sent to you, and again, that link should be in the comments section. I'll also throw it up here. I think I put it here too. Um, yeah. Here's a QR code if you're on Facebook or YouTube and you're watching this on a TV, you can hit it there. Let's see, we got some errors in here. Hold on. I got time for one, maybe 2. Lula, hey Andrea, could you speak more on the borderline personality disorder you were told you had? Did you get rid of the symptoms through the law of attraction or in another way? I would say it was law of attraction because the symptoms were pretty persistent until after I learned about the law of attraction. But, for me, that wasn't even something I was trying to do, because when I first learned about the law of attraction, like, A lot of people, I was like, "All right, we're gonna make some money." That was that was my big focus in the beginning. The borderline personality disorder symptom, one of the things that helped me with that was understanding the nature of vibration, and I really do believe that people who are dealing with, um, psychiatric issues that have to do with mood in particular, so if you're looking at, like, a bipolar, or you're looking at depression, or you're looking at borderline, because borderline has a lot of swings also. A lot of that can be mitigated by understanding how to work with vibration, and understanding that when you feel bad, stop sign, when you feel good, it's a go sign. That's it. So your emotions are guidance, and so when you understand that your emotions are guidance and you follow them appropriately, you use them as guidance, you'll mitigate a lot of those symptoms. Because the borderline personality, there's a number of symptoms that come along with it, but I think the one that causes the most havoc is the fluctuating emotions. You're always kind of ping-ponging back and forth between, "This is great, this sucks, this is great, this sucks," and it creates a very chaotic environment, okay? Me understanding that if something felt good, to go with it, and if something felt bad, to put it down, stopped all of that. So now, like, if I start feeling bad, I don't just go with the bad and get sucked down. I think people that deal with borderline, also bipolar, they are sensitive to vibration. And that can be a very positive thing, because if you're sensitive to vibration and you can pick up early, "Oh, I feel good, I feel bad," and you follow that guidance, you can stay really narrowly on focus. But if you don't understand that it's guidance, you can just get swung down into a tailspin really fast. So once I kinda sorted that out, a lot of it started to lift. Yeah, work on your vibration is the short answer. Carmen, "Hey, Andrea, how do I manifest a hybrid job? I'm currently at a soul-sucking 9 to 5, and my goal this year is to manifest a flexible job that pays more." We gotta find the things we like at the job. What are the positives and not just the paycheck? Look for the things that you like. It could be as simple as, "Hey, I got a really nice chair in my office. This is a good chair." Or I can listen to music while I'm working, or I've got a coworker that I like, and we wanna start to put laser focus on the things we like about the job. Flexible job. I would be focusing in on getting a bang for the buck for the work, so you don't have to work as much while you're there. Yeah, the more you can focus in on, "I'm gonna have as much fun at my job as I possibly can," the better it's going to be for you, because 'cause you're gonna manifest a better working environment, and you'll be able to actually work less while you're at work, which will create the vibration of, "I don't have to work that much to make money." That's the energy that I've kind of played with within my transition from soul-sucking work to now having a very loosey-goosey, I only work a few hours a day kind of thing, make lots of money. It's about, when I go to work, I can have as much fun as I can. When I'm actually doing work tasks, I do them from a place of high vibration, so not when I'm mad at somebody, not when there's a problem with my boss, not when there's an issue with a coworker. I get myself in my happy place, then I do my work, so that I collapse time, work gets done quicker, now I don't have to work as much, I make the same amount of money. So that starts to create this dynamic where you're working less and making the same amount, so you're working less and making more, so to speak, make you more in alignment, being able to find something that's in better resonance with that. But you have to find a way to enjoy what you're doing, so it doesn't feel like you're working so much. So I'm doing all this work and it's so hard, I'm doing all this work and it's so hard. You'll always keep active that need to have that soul-sucking job. So you have to shift the job that you're at in order to get the job that you want. As long as we look at the job as soul sucking, we're going to continue to attract that issue. So you wanna look at your job in a more flexible way. You wanna be looking for, where are the positives? How can I have fun? How can I make this a fun job exactly how it is? Then the job will alchemize, and you will become a match to something that's a more resonance with that energy. And I know that because that's what I did for myself, okay? So I'm not asking you to just lipstick on a pig here. I'm saying genuinely, This actually does work. It will shift the job and shift your ability to get work the way that you want it to be. Organic meat suit. Oh my gosh. Natalie, is it extreme abundance? Oh, you got it. Yeah, it's the entrepreneur no, 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 it's the manifesting fast lane that's on sale. Manifesting fast lane. Not yet, next month. All right, guys, that's gonna have to do it for today. I'm over my time. Again, thank you so much for following me today and coming along. Remember to subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. I do plan on being back on Sunday, so check back. I should be back at 11:30 AM Eastern Time on Sunday to go live again. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Again, thanks so much for coming along, asking all the questions, and I do look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.